Have you ever felt like your own thoughts are holding you hostage? Overthinking can feel like quicksand. The more you analyze, the deeper you sink. But breaking free is possible, and it's simpler than you think. In this video, I'm going to show you how to overcome overthinking and start by making bold decisions. By the end, you'll have the tools to trust yourself, quiet the noise, and take action with confidence. Here's what we're going to cover today. I'll walk through 5 practical steps to help you break the cycle of overthinking and move forward with clarity and courage. These aren't just generic tips, but they're actionable strategies that you can start using right away. And if you stick around till the end, I'll share one mindset shift that can completely change the way you approach decisions. Does it sound familiar? You replay scenarios over and over in your mind, trying to predict every possible outcome. You second guess yourself so much that you end up doing nothing. Or maybe you feel stuck, mentally exhausted, and afraid to make the wrong move. Overthinking doesn't bring clarity. It brings frustration, self-doubt, and wasted time. But you're not alone in feeling this way. And the good news is that you can break free. Let me show you how. And before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can catch all my upcoming videos on building your best life and career. Also, check out my life inventory assessment in the comments below. It's a powerful resource to help you rediscover your purpose and your passions. Let's start with step number 1. Name the fear behind your overthinking. Overthinking is almost always rooted in fear. Fear of failure, rejection, or the unknown. But here's the thing. When you name that fear, you take away its power. For example, let's say you're considering a big career change, but you can't stop thinking, what if I fail? What if I make a mistake? Just naming those fears allows you to confront them. This step is so important because fear thrives in ambiguity. Once you name it, you can create a plan to address it. Here's what I want you to do. Write down a decision you're stuck on, along with the fear behind it. Then ask yourself, what's the worst case scenario and how could I possibly handle that? Seeing a plan on paper instantly makes your fear less intimidating. Now, let's move on to step number 2. Set a time limit for your decisions. Overthinking thrives on unlimited time. Without a deadline, your brain will analyze forever, looking for the perfect answer. That's why setting a time frame matters. It forces you to make a decision and then move on. Let's say you're debating whether to enroll in a class. Instead of going back and forth for weeks, give yourself 48 hours to decide. During that time, weigh your options, but once the clock runs out, commit to the choice that feels best. This creates momentum and frees up mental energy. Here's your action step. For the next decision, set a time limit, whether it's 10 minutes for a small choice or a week for a bigger one, and then stick to it. Step number 3 is all about focusing on progress, not perfection. One of the biggest traps of overthinking is the belief that you have to get everything exactly right. But here's the truth. Perfection isn't necessary to succeed. Starting is. Imagine you're procrastinating on launching a new project because you want it to be flawless. Instead, focus on taking the first step, even if it's messy. The act of starting builds momentum, and you can refine as you go. This matters because waiting for perfection keeps you stuck, while progress moves you forward. Here's your challenge. Take one decision you've been putting off and take a small step toward it today, no matter how imperfect. Just begin. Step number 4 is a game changer. Reframe what-if scenarios. Overthinking is fueled by worst-case thinking. What if it goes wrong? But what if you flip the script? Instead of focusing on what could go wrong, shift to what could go right. For example, if you're worried about speaking up in a meeting, ask yourself, what if my ideas inspire the team? This reframe helps you see possibilities instead of problems. Here's what to do. Write down 3 positive outcomes that could come from the decision you're considering. Keep those outcomes visible to remind yourself of the potential upside. Finally, step 5, build a habit of taking action. The best way to break the cycle of overthinking is to train yourself to take action consistently. The more decisions you make, the more confident you'll feel. For example, start with low-stakes choices like deciding what to eat for dinner without overanalyzing. Then build up to more significant decisions. This is important because action quiets the noise of overthinking and builds trust in yourself. Here's your next action step. Commit to making one decision tomorrow without overthinking it. Reflect on how it feels afterward. It's a powerful way to build momentum. Now, imagine it's December 2025. You're looking back on a year where you made bold decisions and stopped letting overthinking hold you back. You've gained confidence, achieved your goals, and freed yourself from the mental fog that once kept you stuck. Let me leave you with this thought. Indecision is still a decision. Every moment you spend stuck in overthinking is a moment you could be using to create the life you want. So take that first step. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be yours. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and check out the life inventory assessment in the comments below. It's designed to help you rediscover your purpose and passions and take charge of your life. And always remember, you've got this.